Hello. So how do you use the Kano model to survey and find out product design features? How do you use the Kano model to determine product features? Okay. So the Kano model is named after it's a theory of delight, researching delight by developed in the 1980s by Professor Noriak Kano, which classifies customer preferences into certain categories and mapping out stated requirements versus functionality or investment in features. Um, Today, we will talk about this and then see how you can run a survey that can help you identify which features you want to focus on and use that data to present to stakeholders. Let's talk about that today. Hey, I'm Ellie. I'm a customer experience head in a large digital conglomerate based here in the Philippines and the founder of a digital design community, user experience design community. And I talk about user tech productivity design health here in this series. We are in day 14 of our design discussions, lessons in learning experience design. And I'd like to briefly talk about the Kano model survey. And this is a survey that I ran that asks basically two questions. First, identify the set of features that you want. For this, in this particular example, these are the features that I wanted to test. Articles. This is a web UX website. If I were to make a UX website, and these are the parts of the website that I want to show, an article on user research, articles on copywriting. So basically identified certain parts of the website. Then I asked this pair of survey questions per website, per question, per feature is if you are able to see tutorials and tips on visual design, how do you feel? If you're not able to see, how do you feel? This survey helps us identify what people care about or cannot live without in your website or a feature that they cannot live without, and which ones did they read that are they like. And what you do is you evaluate each question through this table. So if they liked it, so if they did it, they liked it and they don't like living without it, then that's very important. So that's a very important feature. It's a performance feature. If they expect it and they don't like it not there, so it's a must-have. If they're neutral, um, but they don't like it there, then it's also important. They can live with it if it's there, and then if they don't like it if it's not there, then it's also a must-have. So these are the must-haves that you need to find out for, and you do use that question pair and ask and run that survey. And this is an actual response. When I ran that survey, an actual response. Um, as you can see, a lot of P's, meaning they can't live without these features, these articles on the website. So I ran this survey, and you can now, and this is an example of how we did it in a workshop. So this is a workshop I did 2 years ago. This is an article that I wrote back in 2019. You can search for it in UX Collective. The UX Collective, you can search for using the Kano model and visual design principles to design an app website. You can use this to find out the how to use this to find this particular article. All right, and then what happens is when you do this, and this is us doing it, you have a list of um, you have score, you have this table that comes out, and this table is based off the survey that you can use to find out the must-have or performance features, those they cannot live without, um, and you use your standard Gestalt principles, the visual design principles to lay it out. So very basic. For instance, the most basic one, from top to bottom, the most important one is on top, then going down. Then, or if you're left to right, standard visual pattern of people going scanning through a website, left to right, top down. You can design your website with the highest uh, ranking here in importance on the upper left, depending on your objectives. So apply Gestalt principles for that, and you would have uh, some data. But the problem with running this survey is it can become too long. And what I've had encountered when we're running this survey is it took us the response rate is low because for each feature I would have two questions, actually three if you want also to ask about the importance. But if you ask those too many questions, the response rate goes lower. So what an alternative you can do, um, hack or alternative you can do is you can run the survey one question at a time and run that every month. So what would you happen if you this feature is not exist? How would you feel? Or if this feature existed, how would you feel? So you can do it every month, and then every month the data you compile and show it in your next stakeholder or client presentation. So according to your users, they cannot live without this. You need this feature in your website, and then compare it with everything else from your previous data sets. Now you can run it the survey per month or per time period, per sprint, pre-sprint, sprint before. You can run this survey per sprint before and assess. If you do not if that is still too long for you, that two questions, you can do what actually Kumu does. Kumu, if you're not familiar with Kumu, it's a live stream game show and community website. A lot of people are using Kumu now. They're very fast, one of the fastest growing startups here in the Philippines. And what they do is they actually made it even simpler. The question they do is they call it a must-have survey. And basically, they would ask this question: if you didn't have Kumu in your life, would you be okay, somewhat disappointed, and then why? So of course the why is you have to ask the why part because that's qualitative. That's where you can data mine insights and actual feedback by users. You need the quantitative. So if you're familiar with the mixed methods research, you want a quantitative and a qualitative uh, part there. So quantitative is this rating, but qualitative you have to ask why, and it's a standard mixed methods pattern that you can do. So you have your insights can be also deeper, right? And what they would do if 40% of the user base says they would be very disappointed in that they would not have community, then they would go ahead and spend a lot of money. So you can do pretty much the same thing, which is basically the same way this is phrased in if you are not able to see this feature, what's your rating, and then um, use that as evidence to present to stakeholders and clients which ones are important to highlight or to prioritize first. Okay, you like this, you have questions about this, if you agree, disagree, tell me, respond to the videos. Otherwise, we are in day 14 of our learning sessions, and we try to do this for the entire month. Normally I do this 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning, but I had audio connections earlier. Hope you find my audio but now is better. um, yeah, so we're doing this usually 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning. I do these daily sessions. If you have questions, if you have any topics you'd like to find out more, how to apply in your work, how to apply experience learning, experience design in your work, some practical examples from based on my experience, message me. If you'd like to see the entire series, go to ellie.cx. Ellie.cx, I talk about productivity, health, design, and tech, general tech stuff. Okay, that's it for today. I hope this the audio is better now, and I hope your day is as awesome as you are, and enjoy your day. And I'm off to work. I have a day job. I'm going back to my day job. I'm Ellie. I'm a customer experience head in a large digital conglomerate based in the Philippines. I'm also the founder of a non-profit design community based in the Philippines. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your day. Bye bye now.